Hello guys, and welcome along once again. Welcome back to the GT7 Championship with your Tier 1 drivers from Aero League Racing. It's me, your boy Vexed, it's Vexman. This is round 6. This week we're out of SAS Village. Obviously coming into this round, we have got a little bit of news for you. So it looks like we're only going to have 10 drivers on the grid tonight. Apparently Mmmmooooooooo has had a ban. Viking has retired for at least this season, which is a shame because Viking is currently at the top of the tables, but it looks like he might end up losing that to Javi, if Javi's obviously racing for the rest of the season. We got Ahmed. Ahmed also has dropped out as well, not too sure why. I haven't got any information on that, but it's unfortunate because obviously we know how good a driver Ahmed is. He had a bit of a shaky last round. But yeah, all he needs to do is just keep his head down and keep driving. So we got a debut from Yannick. Yannick is in the Renault, so he's going to be carrying the reins for the Renault boys. Obviously with Viking dropping out, and we got Gilles. Gilles actually on the controller this week because he's injured his arm. Bless him. So yeah, as BX says there, it's been a rough week for Tier 1. Obviously, we had a cracking couple of races last night, didn't we? In the form of the Aero League Racing's esports series. We had, obviously, GT World Series fame. Mikhail Hizal was in the building last night. TRL Lightning, I know, I know me and Ross both said on stream TRL Limitless. It is not, in fact, Limitless. It was TRL Lightning. I do apologise, Mikhail. But yeah, that was a really interesting one, wasn't it? I actually had the pleasure of having him in the lobby for qualifying, so got to see the man at work. So Gilles, let's have a look at Gilles. Obviously he's on the controller tonight, so is he going to struggle a little bit? I know I found it very alien trying to go back onto a controller. I just can't use it anymore. I seriously cannot use the controller anymore. I had a season going back, I think it was last year, and my controller, my wheel packed up on me, so I ended up trying to use a controller for a couple of rounds and just like, I was like, nah, I can't continue, got to retire for the season. But Gilles, he's actually putting a fairly respectable time, only 7.2 seconds off a Capel at the moment. But he will improve, I'm sure. BX Royal with the current fastest time in practice of a 150.605. So yeah, he's got a little bit of time to find at the moment. But let's watch as he's all closes right up onto the back of Dan there. Looks like he's very, very good on the brakes on pad. Compromised his exit a little bit though. We got, so who have we actually got on track? So let's have a look. There's probably going to be some guys on the pits. We've got BX Royal obviously in the Ferrari. A beautiful machine it is too. He had a really good, was it last week? He had some really good results. Bit of a shaky start to the season. And in fact, as we're going down through the grid, we'll have a quick run down through the standings as well. So obviously, if you've only just joined, we'll probably touch on the information that I went over at the start of the stream. But yeah, I digress. So we have Viking Dog still at the top of the tables with 157 points, but he's only got a 20-point lead now over Javi. And as I say, if Javi is racing for the continuation of this season, he will surely take that top slot in the standings. But I don't see him on track at the moment, so maybe he's not actually here this week. And then we have Javi, obviously in second place in the Lamborghini. He's got 137 points. He's got a 49-point lead over Capel in third place. Capel in the Nissan GTR with 88 points. We have Gilles in fourth in the BMW M6 with 86 points. BX is in fifth place in that Ferrari 458 with 84 points. We have Zico in sixth place. Currently in the McLaren 650S with 83 points. Then we've got Big Beaver. I think that's Ben in the Lexus RCF, who isn't on track today. Ben in seventh place at the moment with 77 points. Then we have Kep. There is Kep. Kep on a Mazda RX Vision. He's on 76 points. He's only 1 point behind Ben at the moment, so he should surely take that seventh place away from him. Ahmed currently sat in ninth in the M6 with 67 points. We got Owen in 10th with 60 points. Owen looking like he's not here this week either. So we've only got 9 guys on the track at the moment. Iggy in 11th in the Audi R8 with 57 points. We've got Slim in 12th in the Lamborghini with 50 points. We have Alejandro in 13th place with 45 points. Perry in 14th with 32. Fatban 16th. Wait, what? No, Fatban 15th with 18. MZ in 16th with 12, Ben MK in 18th with 11 points, Morvello's in 17th. What is going on here? So the numbers are a little bit skewed on the tables, but let's just say, so from MZ, I think it was from MZ, wasn't it? So from Perry, we had Perry on 32, we had Fatban on 18, MZ on 12, Ben on MK on 7, Morvello's No, Ben on 11, Morvello's on 7, Pekka on 6, Natty G on 6, and Dan the Man on 3. So Dan looking to try and score some maximum points this evening in that MSX to see what he can do around our SAS. He's not managed to beat BX's time yet. In fact, he's quite... I think he's about a second off here at the moment. Capel... Oh, Yannick. So Yannick manages almost into the 50s there. 51.050 for Yannick in the Renault RS1. Or RS01. So maybe Yannick's going to be able to throw a spanner in the works this evening. How much closer can he get to BX with that time? BX currently on a 150.605. Gilles still only managing a 158 at the moment. That's his best time so far. Come on, Gilles, you can do it, buddy. But he is obviously, he's going to struggle a little bit. Obviously having to run the traction control, which I'm guessing he'd probably have off normally. Yeah, it's going to be very alien for him out there. You can see the car a little bit twitchy. That's not normally a sight we see with Gilles. What's going on with Coleman as well? Coleman yet to burn the time. Maybe Coleman not wanting to show his pace in practice. He's going to save it for qualifying. We've got the message there from BX on the left-hand side there, starting soon. Do we have anybody else? So we still only got 9 drivers currently, which is a bit of a shocking turnout, to be honest, for Tier 1. We normally have a lot more Well, it's normally a full grid, isn't it? You know. So everybody back into the pits now. We'll find BX. I'm sure we'll have a reset probably before qualifying starts, unless it's just going to go straight into qualifying. Coleman, the only person still out on track. There we go. So it was the reset. This is qualifying now. We'll find BX Royal, as is tradition. As he will be the first person, unless he has a mishap, to finish his first flying lap. And we get to watch a bit of that beautiful Ferrari 458 on the track. We'll actually, for the out lap, we'll get rid of the information, and you can just appreciate the cars in their full glory. So coming into this qualifying session, we have BX Royal in the Ferrari 458. We've got Yannick in the Renault RS01. We've got Zico in the McLaren 650S. Kep in the Mazda RX Vision.
I'm on controller because I've got a bad arm injury, so that's why I'm gonna be last by a country mile. Just here to make up the end.
We have Coleman in the Lamborghini Huracan. Yeah, no, I know that, Gilles. I did touch upon that at the start of the stream. I think, you know, if anyone's been paying attention, we know that you're on controller tonight, buddy. It shows as well. When we were watching the onboard with you can tell that you're on controller. And it's very alien going back to controller from using a wheel, obviously. But I digress. So we've got Capel there. Capel's in the Nissan GTR. We have Perry also in the Renault RS01. We have Danaman in the Honda NSX. And Gilles is currently sat in the pits. So we will go back on board with BX Royal. Comes through into the final sector now. We'll get that information back on board. So this sector here, this last little section, sort of a bit of a center S there, can be quite tricky. It's very tight. It's a lot tighter than it looks. As is turn one. So we're coming into turn one for the first time on board with BX. Keeps it through there, nice and smooth. No spinning of the wheels on the exit. Nice bit of traction. He's going to float it through this left-hander, slight left-hander, downhill into a hard braking zone and right-hand turn. And that is nicely through there. He's managed to keep as much speed as he could. Reese says, come on, Gilles, even though he's broken. Yeah, I think Gilles will still, I think he will still do alright. I don't think he's going to finish last. Oh, you never know though. As I say, he's probably still trying to get the grips with having to use the controller again. It is very alien indeed. This corner here also can be very tricky, very treacherous. You can sometimes slide it out far on the right hand side there, and if you collect that grass, which BX almost did there, it can be good night Irene. And now we come through this hard banked right hander. Also another very tricky one to try and, you want to try and keep as much speed as you can through there, but you don't want to run wide onto the marbles. That would just suck you off to the outside of the track. This, another one of the hard braking zones of this track. The hairpin. And then back up the hill on the final stretch. To the start finish, and then back down the hill again. So there is some very technical, it is a very technical track in itself, is Alsace Village. And BX goes in with a 150.371. Zico moves up to provisional second and then loses it to Kep, and then Coleman. So there we go, I said Coleman, maybe saving his pace. He didn't want to show his pace in practice, but now we're seeing it coming into qualifying. That is only his first flying lap, but he's only 4 tenths at the moment off the back of BX Royal. So we've got Royal currently in first place, Coleman sat there in provisional second, Kep in third, Zico only a tenth off the back of Kep in fourth, Perry has managed to get into fifth, only a tenth off of Zico, Yannick there in sixth, Dan the Man seventh, Capel in eighth, and Gilles yet to put in a time in ninth. I think this is his first flying lap now. So BX Royal, is he going to improve? We obviously... That's a very good time indeed. I think he could probably... I reckon we might even see BX dipping into the 49s. He's actually up through that split there. And he's coming up through the final sector now. Final couple of turns here. It looks like he's a country mile ahead of everyone else. Obviously got out of the pits before. Oh, he's actually dove into the pits. Coleman currently sat up in second place. Can Kep improve this time round? So Kep will come up. Oh, and he's actually into the pits as well, as is Coleman. So everybody seemingly diving into the pits. Now they're going to take on a fresh set of soft compound tyres. Oh, Gilles exploring them alternative lines. That one up the hill, maybe you clip the Armco on the inside there. It does kind of throw you out to the outside of the track if that happens. So BX now back out on a fresh set of rubber. So he's going to burn some of that fuel off now. In fact, I don't know if it's maybe a rule within the series, but we actually saw a technique from his owl last night. He was burning fuel for a lap or two before actually putting in a flying lap. So maybe could be a legit tactic for one of these lads to try. Obviously the lighter the car is, the faster you will go. So BX will be the first person to come up to finish. Oh, everybody on an out lap now. And yeah, everybody on a fresh set of tyres. Perry picks up a 3-second penalty, not too sure where he picked that up. It may have been for crossing the pit line on the entry or the exit. In fact, that's probably almost definitely where he got that. 3 seconds is quite big for track limits. So Yannick in the sister Renault. Capel now into the pits. So yeah, everybody is in fact on their out laps. Although Gilles, his fastest so far is a 57.8. So he's got a little bit of time to find, but is he up? He might be up on this lap. Unless he decides to dive into the pits. And no, he's actually 4 tenths down that time round. So BX now on his second flying lap. Let's see what sort of time he gets through the next sector, or through the next split. Nicely through the banking. And he's actually 2.4 seconds down at the moment. So maybe actually this isn't going to be his flying lap. Perhaps the next lap will be his flyer. Coleman is up on his previous time. Only 800ths. And Kep, only 900ths off the back of him at the moment. Can Kep manage to steal that second place from Coleman? Will anybody manage to knock BX off of that top spot? I think BX is going to be a hard man to beat in this round. Oh, Zico moves up into second place in the McLaren 650S, and then Yannick up to third. Coleman actually takes that third place and knocks Yannick down to fourth place. Kep doesn't improve that time round. So spicy indeed. So Zico only 500ths off of BX at this stage. So BX, is he going to put in an absolutely astonishing lap now and beat the time that he's got on the board? Get a nice buffer. He's a 10th up at the moment. We didn't quite manage to see what split Zico was on. I wonder if Zico's actually managing to start picking up this. No, he's too far back, isn't he? He won't be picking up the slipstream off BX. But both cars in clean air. Oh, and it looks like BX actually scrubbing a bit of time off that time round through the banking. A big tyre wear is definitely going to be a crucial part. And he's actually still 2 tenths up. Go on, BX. BX coming into the hairpin now. What is his final time going to be? We should have gone on board there with Zico and saw what his time was as well, but he's behind BX at the moment, so we'll see him as he comes across the line. What is this time going to be from BX? Come on, BX. Come on, lad. Is he into the 49s? He might well be into the 49s. Boom, and there you go. Oh, almost by a whisker. So BX's final time there, almost into the 49s, almost the sub 150. So it was a 150.011, absolutely flying there. 4 tenths ahead of Zico, who will start in second place, it looks like. Coleman provisional third, Kep fourth, Capel fifth, Yannick sixth, Perry doesn't improve, he'll start in 7th. Danderman will start in 8th, and Gilles will start in 9th. Ben Big Beaver says BX is back. I think he is, mate. I think BX is back. We're going to see a new form from him tonight. That was an absolutely cracking lap there from BX, almost into the 49s. And in fact, the top 6 on 150s, it's only 7th place Perry that starts dipping into he's dipped into the 151s, and then we have Dan the Man on the 51, and Gilles manages to improve at the end there, but he's still a couple of seconds off the pace with a 153.797. But what a cracking qualifying that was. Oh, it was very good indeed. Zico surprising us at the last minute there. Well, it wasn't the last minute, was it? It was a couple of laps before the end, but yeah, Zico putting in that absolutely cracking 150.428. Only 300ths faster than Coleman. That's how close it is at the top there. In fact, only 7 tenths between 6th and 1st. That's crazy. I think this, I think this round is definitely going to be a good one for sure. As it always is. I do think, obviously, come the feature, strategy is definitely going to come into play, isn't it? Obviously, the first race being the 15-minute sprint. So we have had the message from BX there on screen, starting soon. Obviously, we will join the guys on track once they are ready. There we go, 6 seconds. So here we go. This is round 6. Race 1 of the evening. We're on board with BX. He lines up on pole. He's got Zico there on his bumper in 2nd place, with Coleman lining up in 3rd and Kep there in the background in 4th. Oh no, BX! BX, he jumped the start! He's going to lose that place now to Zico. Coleman along his outside there. Oh, he's fighting off Coleman, and he's managed to come out ahead. He's got edged out wide onto the marbles. Zico does manage to take that 1st place. Coleman still there on the outside. BX now shuffled down to third place. Oh, BX. He jumped the gun a little bit there, didn't he? He's absolutely pushing Zico along at the moment. He's still trying to retain that second place from Coleman. He manages to move ahead. He's back up into first place. Coleman's still there on his inside. Zico now down to third. Yannick there in the background as well. He wants to be in the action. So we've got Zico and Coleman side by side through this turn. I think it's turn 4. We're going to come up to this very technical sector here. Coleman still on the inside there of Zico, trying to keep his nose up the inside. Zico moves back up to second place. Coleman now down to third. We have Yannick there in fourth place. Capel's there in fifth. We have Kep in sixth. Danderman in seventh, trying to get that move done on Perry. Perry now down to eighth place. And we have Gilles in ninth. So BX now trying to get away from the rest of the field. He's trying to create a bit of breathing space as they come into the banking for the first time in the sprint race. Zico tries to hold on to him for dear life. He's now 3/10 off the back. Coleman is down to 4/10. He's still in third place. Capel looking for a move against Yannick in the background there. Yannick in the Renault. Looked like there might have been a little bit of a concertina into the corner there. Everybody coming off unscathed out of that one though. They live to fight another day. So still 4/10 is the gap to BX in first place. BX, he definitely jumped the start there, didn't he? But managed to fight back. He didn't lose too much time. Or did he start in the wrong gear? I'm not sure. Maybe he started in the wrong gear. Because you normally get a penalty, don't you, for jumping the start. And it didn't look like he bogged down too much. I digress. So now Zico under pressure once again from Coleman. Coleman trying to go up the inside here. Zico is going to turn into Zico's corner for the next turn. Yannick still trying to find his way through as well. The McLaren and the Lamborghini forming a bit of a rolling roadblock at the moment. Oh no, they can't go 3 wide into this next one surely. Yannick tries to go around the outside, gets squeezed by Zico. Coleman on the inside still. They are 3 wide once again. Zico's going to have the inside into this next turn. He actually manages to move ahead before the turn. Coleman still keeps that third place. And this squabbling is allowing BX now to create that breathing space that he so much wants. He wants the 3 behind him to keep fighting so he can just drive off into the sunset. Zico trying now to break away from Coleman and Yannick. 3rd and 4th, but they're all still very close indeed. So Zico now 1.5 seconds off the back of BX. Definitely got his work cut out now, doesn't he? Everybody else is sat in the slipstream. Well, the top 2nd to 4th anyway. All getting, well, Zico's not getting it off of anyone, but everyone else is getting the slipstream. So Coleman's still there in 3rd place. He's 4/10 ahead of Yannick at the moment. Actually closing up once again to Zico. Will he be able to look for another move? This seems to be where he likes to go for it as they come up the hill into the sweeping left-hander. And Coleman looks up the inside now. Zico runs out a little bit wide. It's going to be his corner next though. He keeps that 2nd place for the minute. Coleman still trying to fight his way through though. All up on his bumper now. Actually compromised him slightly through that last braking zone, although he's coming back once again and looks for a move up here. I didn't think you'd see it come there. That corner very sketchy indeed, but Zico again has the inside for this one. But Coleman will surely sew that position up as they come into the banking. And he does. But Zico now trying to fight back up the inside. What a fight this one is behind there. BX now 2.6 seconds up the road. So Zico tries to look for an opening there into the hairpin. There wasn't anywhere for him to go. Just had to wait behind Coleman. Coleman still has the momentum coming out of that turn there. Down the hill. And this is going to be a 9-lapper, this sprint race. Coleman still in second place, but what can Zico do now as they come up the hill? Zico in the favourable position in the slip. Coleman's going to have to defend his butt off. Will Zico look for a move on the inside here? Coleman's covered it. Good defensive driving by Coleman. Now 2.8 seconds is the gap up ahead to BX. BX with the fastest lap at the moment as well, 150.483 on the table. So Coleman in second place, still fighting off Zico in third. Obviously Zico was second for a couple of laps, wasn't he? The positions have now swapped. Yannick in fourth place, still trying to hold on to the back of Zico. He's now coming under the attention of Kep. Kep in the Mazda RX Vision. And it looks like he may have managed to get that move done. Yannick still ahead as they approach the hairpin, but Kep is going to have that inside. And yeah, Yannick just running a little bit wide out there onto the marbles. His tyres looking a little bit worse for wear already on lap 4 of 9. We may see pit stops come in the sprint race, you never know. As I say, the tyre deck is going to be very high indeed. As Perry defends to Capel now. Capel in 7th place. Capel trying to take that position away from Perry in the GTR. That GTR is a bit of an animal. He's got Dan the Man for company there. And Gilles did warn us, didn't he? Obviously on the pad, but he still showed up and he's still giving it his all. So give it up for Gilles. Look, you can hear the crowd. The crowd are going mental. Come on, Gilles. So BX now with a 3.8 second lead. Oh no, BX, keep it on the track, son. I think a bit of the commentator's curse coming into play there. Just focus, dude. You've got this. 4.3 seconds back to Zico now. Zico's managed to take that position away from Coleman. Coleman's all the way down to 8th. What happened? I don't know what happened there. And now there's a fight here between Yannick, Perry, Capel and Dan the Man. The two Renaults. Perry looks up the inside now on his teammate Yannick. Will surely stay ahead though on the approach to the hairpin. Capel now looking for the move on Perry in the background. Well, this could end in tears here. But no, everybody gives everyone plenty of space there. Dan the Man almost getting past Capel. Capel looking a little bit slow through the hairpin there. Looking like he's got the run up the hill. It looks like the NSX actually very gentle on its tyres. You see the difference in tyre wear between the NSX and the GTR there. The GTR very heavy on the fronts. But yeah, that NSX doing well at the moment. And Coleman, not sure what happened to Coleman. He must have had a mishap somewhere. The BX now with a 3.5 second lead. Zico up into second place, followed by Kep in third. I think we've still got a very close battle back between Yannick, Perry, Capel and Dan the Man as well. We'll have to keep our eyes on that battle there. We're on lap 6 of 9. 10 minutes in now. Zico actually starting to gap Kep a little bit. Kep looking like he's got the bare tyres at the moment, so maybe Kep just trying to conserve them tyres a little bit for the last couple of laps. Hoping that Zico's going to eat through his. So Yannick now in 4th place. Capel manages to take that place away from Perry. We've got Dan the Man alongside now as well. Is Dan the Man going to move ahead as they come into the banking? And he does. There's a tiny bit of contact there as Perry tries to retake the position, but plenty of space given. So Perry now down to 7th place. Come on, Perry. Perry now trying to give his teammate up ahead some backup. As Dan the Man now starting to try and size up a move on Capel. Battle of the JDMs.
What a battle between these 4 shaggers.
I know, tell me about it, Ben. They're having a right battle at the moment. It's very, very evenly matched between these 4. But they're going to have to be careful because Coleman not far back now. Coleman's going to start creeping up in the next couple of, well, next lap, I would say. And I think he's going to, yeah, he's going to turn it into a 5-way battle. But Perry now. Perry's starting to put Dan the Man under some pressure. Dan the Man lost a bit of the gap that he had, or lost a bit of the advantage he had against Capel. Capel, is he going to have a look around the outside here? And I think he just takes a bit of a wider line in that GTR. He's looking for the better exit. Yannick doing really well to hold on to that 4th place at the moment in his debut. Go on, Yannick. He's actually got his wipers on. Perhaps that's making him go faster. Kep still within 7 tenths to Zico. It looks like he has started to close or started to try and chip away at that gap. BX now with a handsome 4.3 second lead. His tyres are going to be starting to feel a little bit second hand now though, as he comes to the end of lap 7, approaching the penultimate lap for BX Royal. And what a show he's putting on at the moment. Managed to put it on pole with a blistering lap. He's currently in the lead with a 4.4 second lead, and he's got the fastest lap as well on the table. Ooh, bit of a moment on the exit of turn 1. Doesn't want to do that too many times. Zico, it looked like Kep had started chipping at that gap to Zico, but I think Zico had become aware of it and he's keeping that gap very consistent now. It's still around the 7 tenths. But Kep with a nice 8.5 second buffer back to Capel. Capel, who's managed to get the move done now on Yannick. Yannick now down to 6th place. Perry actually managing to get past as well. Perry up to 5th. So Yannick now under the attention of Dan the Man. Oh, and look at his tyres. Yannick's tyres. The front's almost completely gone. Perry's a little bit better. Looks like Perry's looked after his tyres maybe a little bit better. And it looks like Yannick has now lost that position to Dan the Man. Dan the Man moving up to 6th place now. And I did say it, didn't I? A couple of corners back. Coleman has to... Oh, no. Coleman taking a bit of a scenic route there. He had started to close that gap up to the top 7. But it looks like it wasn't to be. Gilles still decent points on the table. Top 9, Gilles. Go on, lad. Fair play for sticking out, buddy, because honestly, yeah, well, I told you the story about when it happened to me, so yeah, I just wouldn't even entertain driving on a pad. So fair play to you. You're doing well, man. So BX now on the final lap of this sprint race. And what a race he's had. After that after that jump, well, he looked like he jumped the start, didn't it? Yannick actually into the pits. Yannick looking to take on a fresh set of tyres, maybe? I don't think I would have bothered. I'd have just carried on. You can just about see Zico in the shot there. The BX looking like he's firmly got the sprint race in the bag at the moment. As long as he doesn't have a mishap somewhere, which I'm sure he's not going to. He hasn't got a push now. Do you know what I mean? He's got fastest lap. He's just got to bring that Ferrari home. And what a fantastic looking car it is. I think that battle that we saw further back has settled down now somewhat. Kep actually closing that gap now to Zico. But I'm not sure he's going to be able to manage to get the move done before the finish. But still be a podium finish for both Zico and Kep. So BX takes the win in the first race. GG's BX. Zico, second place. Kep in third. Capel. Capel will finish in fourth place.
Where is everyone?
I know, Kenny. I'm not sure, buddy. We've had a few people dropping out. So Perry finishes in fifth. We got Dan the Man in sixth place. Yannick finishes in seventh. We got Coleman comes home in the end in eighth. And Gilles is going to come through the final couple of turns now, and he will finish in ninth place. So yeah, as I say, so we have got a few people missing. I did touch on it at the start of the stream, but I will touch on it again if I can find it. So obviously Viking is retired for the season. Hopefully he'll be back once again. Ahmed also is retired for the season. Who else isn't here? So Ben obviously isn't here. Both Bens aren't here this evening. Owen. Who else are we missing? Javi. Yeah, there's a few people out tonight. And obviously, as I say, a few people have dropped out for the season. Where is... Just trying to find...
Hello.
Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah, Jack. Oh, so we're missing Jack as well. Jack, obviously not here as well this evening. So, yeah, BX said before... I did touch on it at the start of the stream, but I'll touch on it again. So, Emzine got banned. I'm not sure what for, but yeah, he was banned. So Viking has retired for at least this season, and Ahmed has dropped out as well. Yannick is new, so Yannick making his debut this evening. Hopefully his feature race will go a bit better. He had a really, really good start, didn't he? He was doing crackingly well, and then I think his tyres just died. Oh, and obviously Gilles is on the controller this week because he's injured his arm. We won't delve into how Gilles injured his arm. Wink, wink. I'm joking, Gilles. How did you injure your arm, Gilles? Was it like a skateboarding accident or something? I hope we might get some information on what Gilles has actually done.
Finger accident.
Jack says a finger accident. Jack. Well, he's using the controller, so it can't be his fingers, can it? Surely. Unless he's just using his thumbs, like he's got like the accelerator and brake on the thumb stick or something. Ow, oh, I can't even imagine how bad it would be driving like that. I think when I first tried to use manual gears on a controller back in the day, I used to stick that on the thumb stick. So you can just push forward for change up and pull down for change down sort of thing. But yeah, I couldn't imagine using that as accelerating brake. So you'd imagine he'd be using the triggers, as do I think most people on a controller. But yeah, I couldn't go back to using a controller again. Maybe for like, obviously for like arcade stuff like Need for Speed or whatever. But yeah, not a fan of the most recent one. BX has said starting soon. Obviously it will be the feature race, this one, so the 40-minute endurance, although it's not 40 minutes now, is it? It's a certain amount of laps, so I think it's around 29 laps. Or is it? No, we had 9. Yeah, no, I'm going to say 20, 25, 26. Can we get the information? I might be able to see what the information is, actually. Let me just... 22, there we go. So it's 22 laps is the feature. And it looks like everybody going for mediums in this first stint. And obviously reverse top 10 grid, so Gilles will start on pole. Oh, cameraman, come on. What is this? What is this witchcraft? We're actually, for a change, we're going to go with this view. It's going to be a rolling start, as always, for the start of this race. We're now sat on the bonnet with Gilles. And he's going to take us down to turn 1 for the first time. Coleman getting a really good start there in the background. It looks like, will he be able to go for a move on this first lap? No. On this opener? Oh, he's going around the outside, maybe. Oh, Gilles, a little bit messy there. He's now lost that position to Coleman, who moves up into first place, followed by Yannick. We've got Dan the Man there moving up into third now. Gilles dropping down the order. I think actually Gilles probably just trying to stay out of the way. Bless him. You got to still keep your nose in there though, Gilles. No, don't move out of the way. We'll defend that position. So Perry now moves up to 4th. We got Gilles down to 7th. I think he's going to lose that position to BX and Zico as well. Kep tries to go around the outside. And he makes it happen. Oh, Capel's followed him through there as well. So Capel up to 6th place now. Kep up to 5th. BX has managed to get through, as has Zico. So Gilles now down to the back of the grid. Oh, Gilles. Come on, dude. Yannick now looking for the move on Coleman, trying to get his nose up there, up the inside. Coleman's now got the inside for Banky Boy, through the banking for the first time in this 22 lap race. Lovely shot of the blimp there. And Coleman defends hard, defends that position into the hairpin. He's going to have to hug the inside line, but it's cost him. He collected a bit of that curb. Yannick now up into first place. MZ, you've only just joined, buddy. I have touched on it already. So Viking has obviously retired for the season. Ahmed has also dropped out. Obviously yourself. Can you tell us a little bit about why you're on a ban? Or why you've been banned? What's that all about? Because that's the only information I've had on the subject. But Dan the Man is now up into 3rd place. Perry is there in 4th. We got Gagler cars forming behind Capel, followed by BX, Kep and Zico in the background as Perry looks for the move now. Up the inside of Dan the Man. Dan the Man down to 4th place. Perry up into 3rd. A little bit of contact on the exit. Perry getting it a little bit squirrely. He managed to keep it going though. So Danman tries to fight back. He's looking for a move around the outside. Now he's going to try and get the inside into this next heartbreaking zone. But not close enough on that occasion as BX is bearing down on him now. But BX... Oh. Okay. So BX still trying to find his way past Danman.
I thought there was a penalty system, but there clearly isn't for everyone.
Oh, Perry gets it all wrong there. Perry now down to 5th, down to 6th, down to 7th. Oh, Perry stopped on the track. Yeah, no, I can't honestly comment on that, MZ. You would have to speak to one of the admins. I don't actually have anything to do with any of the run-ins and stuff. I just commentate. I just wondered if you know, if there was a bit of information, like maybe there was an incident or something on track, but I digress. So Coleman now 9/10 off the back of Yannick. Oh, in fact, he's lost a lot more time there. 1.7 seconds. Yeah, no, I'm good, buddy. Hopefully, you'll get some answers soon. You know, it's a bit rubbish, isn't it? But yeah, I'm sure if you speak to one of the admins, they'll be able to sort you out. And yeah, obviously, there's a few other people, isn't it? Javi, obviously, not racing this week, as well as Ben, Owen, Jack. Yeah, we've got a few people out this week. And I guess none of the standing drivers could make it either. But Yannick, we got to touch on Yannick. Yannick obviously making his debut this evening. He's up into first place in the feature race. Got a really good start there. He actually finished towards the back of the grid, didn't he? In the first one, his tyres just died a bit of a death, and he ended up having a pit for an extra set of tyres. We're doing great at the moment in this feature. Coleman struggling to try and stay with him. 2.2 seconds is the gap now. Maybe Coleman trying to save his tyres a little bit though. Perhaps he's trying to be a bit conservative, try and extend his stint as long as he possibly can. Maybe looking to go for a one stop. BX is now up into third place. 1.7 seconds off the back of Coleman. So Danderman down to 4th. We got Capel there in 5th. Zico is in 6th. So about a second between these three cars here. Danderman doing a really good job in that NSX at the moment. The only NSX in the series, I believe.
Evening Vex, I'm on control because I've got a bad arm injury, so that's why I'm gonna be lost by a country mile. Just here to make up the end.
And now Robot Ladies, gonna go on a mad one.
I thought there was a penalty system, but there clearly isn't for everyone.
I don't even know how to shut her up.
What tyres is Yannick on?
Robot Lady, shh. What tyres is it? So they're all on mediums. Everybody opting for the mediums in this first stint. And BX is chipping away at that gap, isn't he? Up ahead to Coleman. Coleman getting it a little bit out of shape there on the exit of turn 1. Now through the kink that is turn 2. And then it'll be down into the hard braking zone for turn 3. Oh, he's sliding through that turn. That's going to cost him. BX is now starting to close up. He's only a second back now. Now within 9/10. He's actually a 10th up on his fastest lap as well. Yannick currently with the fastest lap of 1:51.4. Oh, BX gets it a little bit wide through that last turn. He needs to try and keep it calm and collected. Still closing that gap to Coleman up ahead. And these guys, the top 3, already with a 4-second gap over the rest of the field. BX definitely putting that Ferrari through its paces at the moment. Only a 10th in, he's managed to chip out 2 tenths on that lap. still closing. Look like Coleman getting a bit of a bad run up the hill there. I think we are going to see BX setting up a move in the next couple of turns. Coleman has been very good at defending though, hasn't he? Very good indeed. But that Lamborghini, I think when his tyres though, it just starts to become a little bit sketchy, a little bit slidey under the braking, especially if you're still braking mid-corner, which I think is what happened to Coleman on that previous lap. Through this turn here, wasn't it? And he actually manages to keep it nice through there that time round. Turn 3 into turn 4. This will be turn 5, and they're actually starting to close up onto Yannick ever so slightly. They're starting to look a little bit sketchy out there for everyone at the moment, to be fair. Be interesting to see how many stops are going to come into play in this race, being a very high tyre where it may even be a 2-stopper for some of the guys. Maybe even some people trying to opt for the 3-stop. We saw it in the esports last night, so you never know. So Yannick still in first place. Starting to lose a bit of that advantage that he's got though at the moment. Although as they come down the hill, he seems to have managed to stretch it a little bit. Coleman still holds on to that second place. BX still unable to find his way past. Doesn't want to sit in that dirty air for too long. He's definitely going to be getting fully sucked along now. Up into that 4/10 window. You can see he's definitely starting to gain, isn't he? Down into the hard braking zone for turn 3. Coleman almost with a bit of a slide there. Oh, BX right on his bumper now. If there's ever been an opportunity, this is going to be it in these next couple of turns. But Coleman, so very good at defending. BX almost getting his nose up the inside there. Coleman kind of left the door open. Oh, Coleman goes a little bit deep. That's allowed BX to come alongside. Coleman keeps the position through the banking. BX still hot on his heels. Still unable to find a way past though on lap 6 of 22. Coleman almost got it a little bit wrong through that last turn, didn't he? Got 2 wheels onto the grass on the exit, which could have definitely sent him into a spin. The crowd are absolutely loving this one. Oh, as BX goes for the move now into turn 1. He's managed to get it done under braking. Coleman though, getting the better exit. He's got the switch back there. That was textbook. Coleman just let it happen, didn't he? I think he saw it coming and just committed to the switchback. So BX momentarily up into second place. I think we're going to see another move come though. But Coleman, what a cracking comeback that was from Coleman. As BX now looking like he's going to get it done on the exit, but Coleman on the inside for the next one. BX now on the outside, he's going to hold it there. No, he's going to dip back in behind. Make the most of that slipstream. He's going to come alongside now though, later on the brakes. From BX up into second place once again. Coleman tries to look for the better exit. He's just going to have to try and hold on now, isn't he? It's Coleman looks for a move up the inside there. He didn't commit to it though. It's a good job that he didn't, because I think there may have been contact between both drivers. Coleman now drops to 6 tenths, 7 tenths, 9 tenths, back up to 6. No, he's definitely lost a slip now. 1.1 seconds behind BX, as BX almost gets it a little bit wrong there. Come on, BX, keep on track, dude. Yannick's now going to be sweating a little bit. He's going to be starting to struggle on them tyres. How long is he going to try and run them tyres for? Will he opt to pit early? He's gone. Oh, he's into the pits now. That may set off a chain reaction. BX follows him in. Coleman stays out. Coleman's favoured track position. I don't know how long he's going to hold it for. Obviously, these two other guys, they've done really well there. They've managed to, well, they're trying to go for the undercut now, aren't they? Coleman with a 5-second lead over Zico. Zico stays out. He favours track position up into second place. We got Perry in the third, and BX back out into fourth. He's actually come out ahead of Yannick as well. So yeah, definitely going to be a two-stop in this race. As I say, some of the guys may be opting for a three-stop, but I think, yeah, definitely a two-stop for most of the guys. Capel, 5.3 seconds off the back of Yannick in 6th place. Then we have Kep in 7th. 1.2 seconds off the back of Capel. Kep finished 3rd in the sprint race, so what is he going to be able to do in this feature? He's not managed to make his way through the pack as yet. So Gilles currently ahead of Dan the Man at the moment. Gilles in 8th place. He is going to lose that position though, isn't he? It looked like he just opened the door there for Dan. Dan's going to sail on through. Oh, Dan's actually opted to pit as well, so that's giving Gilles a bit of company for the minute. Hopefully he's going to try and stick with Dan as well as he can. And Dan's going to be saying, catch me if you can. To Coleman. Coleman trying to extend this stint as long as he can. He's got a 5.2 second lead currently. I think he's going to be entering the pit soon though, isn't he, surely? Will he go in this time round? He has. Is Zico going to stay out? We've seen Zico do some very long stints before. I think Zico stays out. BX now looking for the move around the outside. Hello, Ahmed. Welcome along, buddy. Are we going to see you racing again, Ahmed? I hope we are. It's a shame that you've dropped out for this season. I'm hoping you'll obviously make a return, because we have seen some cracking action from yourself. But BX still looking for the move around the outside there of Yannick. Yannick covers off the inside now. Yannick still defending hard. So Yannick has actually managed to get the move done on BX.
Sports only. No more Mondays for me.
Ah, that's fair enough, dude. Yeah, to be honest, Monday wouldn't be my most favourable day for racing, but obviously that is the schedule with Aero League racing. Yeah, Yannick still hold on to that second place after managing to get that move done on BX. BX came out of the pits ahead of him. BX looks for the move up the inside now into the banking, gets it done. Yannick is going to dip back into the slipstream. Oh, Coleman. Oh, Benji says, think Slim Spot. Why aren't you here tonight, Benji? We've got so many drivers not present this evening. So Yannick still now looking to try and fight back and take that place back off of BX, almost pushing him through the chicane there.
Retired from the league till my connection improves.
Oh, that's fair enough, buddy. I didn't have any information on that. Hopefully we'll see you back soon once your connection improves, as you say. I mean, we recently had ours upgraded, but it's still not like as good as it could be. We've still not got like full fibre. Yannick looks for the move now, up the inside into turn 3, gets it done. Is BX going to get the better exit? And he does with a switch back there. That was what Coleman, aka Slim, managed to do to BX earlier. Now BX does it on Yannick. what a move that was. Yannick sent it, Royal saw it coming, and yeah, got the switchback done. Textbook. So Capel in a bit of no man's land, 6.4 seconds off of Yannick in 3rd place, and he's 8.4 seconds ahead of Perry. Perry now in 5th. We've got Dan the Man in 6th place, being chased down now by Coleman in 7th. Coleman needs to get his head back into this race. Yeah, Zico's trying to run off with it, but Zico is still yet to pit Ahmed. Oh, kept with a big slide. He's managed to save it. That did look pretty awesome though, didn't it? Definitely getting the most out of them tyres on that Mazda RS Vision as Coleman looking for the move now against Dan the Man. Dan the Man in the Mazda. Oh, a little bit of a break there on the exit of the banking. I'm not sure if that was a ghost input. But Coleman looking like he is surely going to get the move done. Yeah, into the hairpin there, up the inside. Kept now closing onto the back of Dan the Man. We've got Gilles there in 9th. So Zico. Oh, look at these 3 now. Zico's still in 1st place, but BX is going to get that move done up the inside into turn 1. He's got the fresher tyres. Zico's still yet to pit. Zico's going to be trying to fight back now against Yannick. Yannick alongside. He's going to try and keep his nose up the inside into turn 3, and he does. He has gone for the move. I'm not sure it's going to pay off for him. Oh, he does manage to get that move back against Zico. Zico now down to 3rd place. Go on, Yannick. So BX now up into the lead of the race. Yannick holds 2nd for the meantime. He almost lost 2 positions there, but he manages to move back up into 2nd place. Can he manage to retake the lead of the race against BX? It does look like Renault is quite strong in the slipstream. Oh, his star's close, and up once again. 4 tenths is the gap at the moment between him and BX. Zico drops now down to 1.1 seconds. Oh, so Zico actually losing 2 places there, but he is still yet to pit. Look at his tyres. He has definitely extended that stint as long as he can. It's going to be time to take on a fresh set of rubber. Kira, welcome along, Kira. Kira Mudbury says, let's go, Yannick. Yeah, Yannick's doing a fantastic job in his debut. He had a bit of a shaky first race. He did really good for the most part, but his tyres died a bit of a death. Not managing to, well, he didn't manage them as well as he possibly could have done in the sprint. But he's doing really well here in the feature. Looks like he will be definitely stopping once again, as will BX. I think most of the guys are on a 2-stop in this race. So Zico is now in the pits. Zico trying to set up a chain reaction to pits. Maybe, no, he's a late pit stop. Everybody's going to stay out. I think everybody else has actually pitted already. Or has pit already. Yannick still within 5 tenths of BX Royal. But BX Royal.
One stop. What is happening?
I think you might be right, Ahmed. I think Zico is possibly going for a 1-stop. I thought we was going to see a couple of the guys maybe trying it, but I think some of them going for the comfortable approach and going for the 2-stop. I think it might actually turn out to be faster, because you imagine like going for the 1-stop, how dead his tyres were on lap 12. You know, they're going to be around that, aren't they, come the end of the race. And I think maybe, you know, going for the softs is a better option if you've done 2 stints on mediums. because they're going to die really, really quickly. But obviously, I think some of these guys towards the front, as in BX, Yannick and Capel, probably will be pitting to take on a fresh set of softs for the final stint. And I think, yeah, they'll pay dividends for sure. But BX looking like he's trying to scamper off into the sunset now. We can see the sun is starting to set around Alsace Village. Alsace Village. 1.3 seconds is the lead for BX. He's actually 9.5 seconds ahead of Capel in third place. It looks like Capel may be going for a very, very long first stint as well, so maybe Capel on for a one-stop as well. I thought it was only Zico that stayed out, but it looks like Capel has actually stayed out as well. He's managed his tyres really well. So I think he's just been nursing his tyres and his fuel. And he may be on for a winning strategy. Perry now in fourth place. He's 6.2 seconds behind Capel. Coleman now up to fifth place. Oh, what Capel did? Oh yeah, Capel might have gone for an earlier spot. Oh, he might have been the first. Was he the first one in? He might have been the first one in. And Coleman looking like he was closing that gap to Perry, but it's now 3.2 seconds. It was around 2.5, I think, before, wasn't it? So I think Coleman maybe not feeling too comfortable on the mediums. Oh, it does look a little bit squirrely there, doesn't it, on the exit? A little bit twitchy. So Kep still trying to chase him down. It's still a 2.5 second gap between him and Coleman up ahead. Then we have Zico. Zico with that late pit stop. He's now trying to get his head back into the game. He's going to have fresher tyres than the guys around him though. Maybe looking for a one stop in this race. He's still on medium tyres, but I think that is the only requirement, isn't it, to use mediums in the race. So you don't actually have to change compounds, I don't think, as long as you use the mediums. Obviously the softs are faster, but look at that as they come through the final chicane. Kep now into the pits. That opens the door up to Zico. Oh, so actually Kep maybe going for a very... Oh, Kep's actually done a stint on softs. He's actually opted for the softs now. He's going to take them softs to the end of the race, I would presume. Danaman on mediums. Gilles now on a fresh set of mediums. BX will surely be pitting at the end of this lap for a set of softs, you would presume. We see the fuel indicator there flashing for him, so he's definitely only got a lap or two left in that car, or a lap and a half, I'd say, looking at that. But then we have seen some people roll into the pits on fumes, so you never know. Doesn't really need to extend that gap anymore though, because Yannick will surely be pitting once he does as well. And in fact, I think Zico might be sitting pretty at the moment. He's currently 22 seconds off of BX, who is now into the pits. Yannick's going to follow him in. Capel surely will. Perry will probably stay out. And yeah, Capel follows him in. In fact, Perry follows him in as well, as does Coleman. So Zico... Oh, BX! He's only managed to pull it off. He's in and out. He's actually on a fresh set of mediums. So maybe he's decided not to go for the softs for the last stint. Perhaps that's a wise decision. But he comes out still in first place ahead of Zico. We thought Zico was going to move up into the lead of the race. Zico has closed that gap massively though. 6 tenths is the gap. The gap now back to Yannick is 3.7. But if Yannick manages to hold on to this third place, that will be a podium in his debut, which anyone can be proud of. That is a good achievement there, isn't it? Good accolade to add to the probably massive list already. As I'm sure all these drivers have a lot of accolades to their name. BX, as we know, definitely has a title or two. And what could he do? Like, if he manages to keep up this performance for the rest of the season, the guys sat at the top of the table might be in trouble. In fact, let's have a quick look.
Yes, BX gonna win Italy. Unless Javi shows up with both last races.
That's right, Ahmed. Javi obviously is going to be the deciding factor. He's not here this evening. I've not heard anything about Javi and whether or not he's retired for the season or not too sure. Zico now starting to close that gap to BX. He's managed to reel it into 5 tenths. I think BX is fully aware though, he's on the younger rubber as well. So Zico going for the 1 stop. It's looking at the moment like the 2 stop proving to be the better strategy. So let's have a look. On that gap now, a whole second. So yeah, BX is currently sat in 5th place. He's on 84 points. He's got 73 points to try and make up to the lead. And then obviously ahead of him he's got Gilles, Capel, Javi and Viking Dog sat at the top of the table. Viking Dog isn't going to be racing for the rest of the season. Javi, I've not heard any information about. Capel, obviously here this evening, he's sat in 4th place at the moment. I think he finished a little bit higher than that in the sprint race, so he's only 51 points ahead of BX. And Gilles, obviously with his arm injury, I'm not sure how quickly that's going to heal itself up. He might be on the pad. If he's still on the pad come next week, he may be looking at losing points once again, so that's definitely going to be a comfortable 4th place. And obviously there's only 3 points. No. Four points between BX and Capel. Now BX took the win in the first race and the fastest lap. Kep has currently got the fastest lap in this feature with a 1:50.8 on lap 17 of 22. So Zico now 1.6 seconds off the back of BX Royal. Yannick holding on to that 3rd place and doing a good job of it. 8.1 seconds is the buffer back to Capel in 4th place. Capel still sat in a bit of no man's land at the moment. He's got to watch that gap back to Perry though. Get Perry looking like he's starting to gain. 2.7 seconds is the gap there. Then we have Kep. Kep went for a soft stint, I believe. He's now on the mediums. 5.9 seconds is the gap he has to try and contend with. He's got an 8.5 second lead over Dan the Man in 7th place. Coleman, what happened to Coleman? Coleman must have had a moment again somewhere. In fact, no, it looks like he's gone for softs in the final stint. So maybe Coleman going for a free stop. Perhaps it's just not come together for him in this round. He looked really good, didn't he? Earlier on, Gilles having a bit of a lonely race. But he's still giving it his all on the pad, obviously not where he's comfortable. But still turned up. But this man here, the man of the hour right now, BX Royal. And what a cracking night of racing he has had in that Ferrari 458. Which he did look a little bit uncomfortable in at the start of the season, didn't he? But it's looking like it is definitely coming together for him. In the last couple of rounds. It doesn't look like we've actually... Oh, somebody having a spin. Try and find who that is. Oh, that was Cole. It's a Coleman having some issues. He's actually going to get overtaken by Gilles. Gilles goes for the overtake now around the outside. Coleman's going to slot back in behind. Go on, Gilles. See, it's not over till the fat lady sings. Coleman now with damage on that car. Perhaps going for the softs was a bad move. Someone had to try it though, didn't they? So Gilles now up to 8. Oh, and Coleman's gone again. Coleman! No, Coleman! Come on, Slim. Get that Lambo going. Come on, he's got it going again. He's showing a lot of damage on that car, though. It's going to be a little bit sketchy to drive now. He's given Gilles up ahead a 14.7 second buffer as well. Come on, Gilles, get your head down, lad. So yeah, no real noticeable battles on track at the moment. The gaps have started to appear throughout the field. But unfortunately, that's what happens when you have 9 drivers on track. But BX Royal putting on an absolute masterclass in this round. Now with a 4.2 second lead over Zico. Back in second place, Zico. He's had a really good race though, hasn't he? He's gone for, I think, what nobody else tried to do. He's gone for the 1 stop. In fact, we may have seen a couple of the other guys going for a really late stop there. I'm not sure if it was their second or maybe they've gone for a 1 stop as well. But again, a strategy that somebody had to try. And if anyone was going to do it, we've seen how long Zico likes to run his stints. He does go for them very long stints, doesn't he? And he normally pulls them off very well. Currently sitting pretty in second place with a 2.9 second buffer over Yannick. But Yannick doing an absolutely cracking job in his debut in that Renault. I'm not sure how much practice he's had in the Renault. He's making it look easy at the moment. Capel still holding on to 4th place, but that gap back to Perry is starting to close. He might have a fight on his hands come the final lap. So Perry currently sat in 5th. He is chipping away at that gap up ahead to Capel. I think it was around 2.5, 2.6 second. Oh no. Oh, okay. It looked like he'd gone really deep through that last turn, but maybe it was just a bit of lag in the lobby. So Kep's 6th place. And he hasn't got to worry about defending against Danaman. Danaman now 11 seconds behind. Then we have Gilles in 8th. And Coleman in 9th, who has finally, he's decided, yeah, enough was enough. He's gone to the pits for an extra set of softs. Not sure how much he's going to be able to close up to Gilles come the end of the race, but he's definitely going to be trying to put in them purple laps, isn't he? On that soft compound. I think it just depends how long they last for him. It looked like his last set that he used died very quickly.
Slim is so good.
Porto says Slim is so good. He's not having the best round tonight though, buddy. But yeah, no, he is. He's a very good driver indeed. He's just not had the best evening. I think maybe the car track combo, not really. Well, I think the track just not really one for the Lambo, maybe. And perhaps that's why Javi's not here this evening. Perhaps he did some testing and was just like, nah, it's not worth trying to drive the Lambo around here with the tyre wear and such. Well, that is obviously just speculation. So BX starts his final lap with a 6.2 second lead over Zico. So coming into the final lap, we've got BX Royal in 1st place, Zico is in 2nd, we have Yannick in 3rd, Capel in 4th, Perry is 5th, we've got Kep in 6th, Dan is in 7th, Gilles in 8th, and Coleman, I think he's finally retired the car. Who is that? So it looks like Perry's all over the place. Oh, and in fact that was Kep in the background there, I think. Off track. Yeah. Don't even know what's going on there. We'll stay on board with Capel though, because that's not. I've not even got words. I digress. BX is going to come through the banking for the final time. Somebody's left something on track there. Let's hope Zico doesn't collect that. Oh, almost. Maybe Zico's had to start fuel saving because that gap is stretching even more. 7.7 seconds. I think it's going to be 8 seconds come the end of this lap. In fact, I'll eat my words. It's 8 seconds as BX comes downhill into the final chicane for the final time in this race. For the final time this evening, and he is going to take the checkered flag and 1st place. That's 2 out of 2 there for BX. GG's, mate. Absolutely cracking racing from BX. Zico's going to finish in 2nd place. GG Zico. Yannick, go on Yannick. In his debut, he seals that 3rd slot on the podium. Capel will finally come home in 4th place. Go on Capel. Perry finishes in 5th. Looked like he may have taken 4th in the end. But yeah, settles for 5th. Tep finishes in 6th place. We've got Dan the Man now. Dan the Man in the NSX. He's going to come home in 7th. Gilles. Oh wait, I thought Coleman had... He wasn't on the list a minute ago. That's really weird. So Gilles... coming through the final sector now, through the hairpin for the final time. Oh, you can hear Coleman in the background. He's only 6.2 seconds behind. I don't think he's going to close out in these next couple of turns, though, is he? Gilles on very dead medium tyres now. Them fronts are going to be, yeah, it's going to be very understeery indeed in that Bimmer. So Gilles comes round the chicane for the final time, and he will finish up the race in 8th place. Go on, Gilles. GG's. And Coleman into the pits. GG's, Coleman. That's unlucky, dude. You just had an unlucky evening tonight. So that was it, guys. That was round 6 from Tier 1's Aero League races in the GT7 Championship. And we will obviously be back same time next week for round 7. I think we've only got 2 rounds to go now, so who's going to sew up the title for this season? Obviously, we had a retired Viking Dog, so maybe Viking Dog will be back next season. I'm not sure. We'll have to see if Javi turns up. But yeah, I think it's all game for the rest of the guys who are actually still racing as to who may be able to take that top slot. Stay tuned and find out here next week. I've been your boy Vex. This has been the Aero League Racing's GT7 Championship. Good night.